So these are the supplies that I need. But first, I'm going to clean off the counter and handy product placement. You want to make sure that your counter is clean because you don't want your injection site to become infected, which can kind of derail everything. And the manufacturer and the people who sell you the drugs tell you to just pour a big old vat of alcohol on the counter. But I don't really see the need for that. You always want to wash your hands for the very same reason. You don't want to transmit infection or any type of bacteria you might get. Dry your hands with a paper towel. And then it's just an extra precaution. Take another paper towel and just put it on your work area, which makes everything easier. This is your sharps box. Generally with your prescription, they'll send one to you free of charge depending on where you go. But I saw one today at the drugstore, which is like $3.99, so if they didn't send you one, it's always nice to get one. These are alcohol prep pads. We're going to need one of those. They usually send a boatload of these with your prescription. And this is the Lupron in its box. And these are the needles. These are actually the easiest needles that you'll do. Basically because they're the smallest. They're like an insulin type needle. So there's that. So what you want to do is just take it out of the box and take your needle out of the package. I usually just like to get everything ready to go. And then you want to take your alcohol pad and clean the top of your vial. And take a look at your needle. It's pretty small. You might not even be able to see it on camera, which is a good thing because you're going to be sticking this in your stomach. Okay, so on the side are the unit numbers, so you can see those. Oh, I'm holding them upside down. There, now they're right side up. Or not. Dyslexics of the world unite. Okay. Anyway, so most women do 10 units, so we're going to draw out 10. What you want to do is draw in 10 units of air, like so, because these vials are under pressure, and you want to equalize the pressure for when you pull out the medication. So put that in there and inject the air. You'll see the bubbles, no big deal. And then just pull the medication past the point where you want it. So that's way past 10. And just give it a few flicks to get the air bubble to the top. And then push it back. And that air bubble didn't go anywhere. So let's try that again. Pull it back a little bit. Get the air bubble to the top. And then push it through. There we go. Okay. Turn it back over because sometimes if you pull the needle out at the same time as the medication is at the bottom, a little bit will spray out, which is very disturbing when you think that this was like $200. Okay. Now for the fun part, where you actually have to stick this in your stomach. So basically what we're going to do is try not to laugh at my stomach. So here's the belly button, and you should do it within about 2 inches of the belly button. I usually do it underneath because it seems like it just hurts less. So just clean the whole area with the alcohol pad and let it dry, which is very important because if you stick the needle in while it's still wet, you could end up with stinging from the alcohol, even when the medication doesn't really hurt that much. On the needle, there is a beveled edge, And you want to stick it in so that the skinny side of the beveled edge goes in first. You don't want to try to stick yourself like you're sticking yourself with a pencil, because that's not fun. So all you have to do is just grab some skin, which as you can see is not that difficult, and make sure you have the beveled edge. And stick it in. And then try to hold it steady and push the plunger in. This doesn't hurt at all. And you want to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just so the medication distributes and you don't end up with any spillage coming out. So pull it out. Sometimes it bleeds, which is no big deal. Just take your alcohol pad, kind of mush it just to get it to stop. Voila, it stopped. So we're done. So you want to cover your needle back up and toss that in the sharps box. It's very handy. And then I put my Lupron back in the box just so I can kind of keep it separate from my other stuff. I take all the garbage that I made, I wrap it all up, throw it in the trash, and we're done. That's it. It really doesn't hurt. Sometimes after the shot it itches a little bit. Most of the time it doesn't. So this is pretty much the easiest shot you're going to be doing for your IVF. Some women don't have to do Lupron. Some women do Antagon, which they do later on in their cycle. But the needle is still very small, so that's really not a big deal either. The Lupron's job is to keep your ovaries suppressed so that they can take over stimulation of your ovaries with medication that they're going to give you. When you start the stimulation, they drop your dose by half. Whether your dose is 10 or 20, you'll be doing half of that when you start the stimulation. That keeps you from ovulating before your retrieval, which is very important because once you've ovulated, the eggs have been let out of the barn, so to speak. So that's it. And our next installment is probably going to be something about the frustration about medication or some other fun thing having to do with IVF. But either way, once I start the stimulation shots, which are the big ones, we'll be doing this again just so that everybody can see what it's really like. I know I was wondering before I started. So this is for all you girls who were wondering and now you know. So good luck.